Hi, I'm Emily Flowers with the Divorce Lending Association, and I'm a certified divorce lending professional or CDLP. And this is part of our divorce literacy series. And today I'm here with Zack Rhodes from Authority Appraisals. And I'm going to have him introduce himself to you. And we have a little twist on something special that he does that will really open your eyes to the importance of a great appraisal and appraiser. So, Zack, tell us a little bit about what you do and a little bit about yourself.
Hi, thanks, Emily. I appreciate it. Yeah, so my name is Zack Rhodes. I'm with Authority Appraisals, and I'm a real estate appraiser. I started in real estate appraisals 2003, so it's been a bit now. And at Authority Appraisals, I've got a great team of both residential appraisers, commercial appraisers, ones that specialize in either. There's actually a difference for the specialty. So that's in a nutshell who we are, what we do, and we provide appraisals for all different kinds of reasons. So not only for the banking reasons, but also for specifically what we're here to talk about today for divorce lending situations.
Yep. And that is really what we want to draw attention to. And I know that there's other reasons. It could be estate, it could be, anything. But today
Sure.
we're going to talk about divorce appraisals and why they're different and how they're different. And I would love for you to guide us through that and just like let us know why and how.
Why and how? Sure, absolutely. So divorce appraisals are a bit of a niche. And it's from anything from being different from just very basically, first and foremost, the form that we use. So the form that an appraiser uses in a divorce appraisal is just different than the form that you would use for like a bank appraisal. And this is really important because if you use a bank appraisal form, if you use the wrong form, it essentially invalidates the appraisal that you're doing. So it's important to make sure that you've got an appraiser that knows the right form to put it on. Also, in a divorce appraisal, these can oftentimes be contested. So it's got to be a very thorough, very detailed appraisal to be able to support the conclusions that the appraiser's coming to. And not only that, not only do you have to have a very well supported appraisal report, but you've got to have an appraiser that can present themselves and support their report. So if by the off chance the report were to be contested, the appraiser had to come in and speak on behalf of the report and support the report, you definitely want an appraiser that can present themselves and present their report and in a professional and frankly in a convincing way.
I 1000% agree. So, as a lender, I ordered just what's called the URAR, right? The Universal Residential Appraisal Report, and that technically does not hold up in a court of law. That's the other report that you're talking about. There is a report that does, and you need to have a certified divorce appraiser that can testify. And that is a huge deal. Those are very hard to find. I'm able to testify as a CDLP, and although it's scary, but you're speaking on your expertise, and your expertise are appraisals, and you have to be able to communicate that and why you chose to support your value and your whatever in that way, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's a great point. I mean, when you first start doing this kind of work, it can be scary to testify, to do
Sure.
depositions and stuff like that. And a lot of appraisers don't want to do that.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean I get it, but we do this job for a reason, and
Right.
and we're here for that reason, and we are the expert.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
tell me a little bit about how you go about doing your business that might be just a touch different than the others, because I've spoken to you. We've had coffee and talked. I'm really impressed by you. So I'd love to I'd love for you to show a little bit of that to our audience here and tell them why you guys are so different.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that, Emily. Um, yeah, I think first and foremost, what we do that separates us from most appraisers is just that we try to be advisors. We try to bring more to the experience for the end user than just a report at the end of the day. So we want to do things like this. We want to help educate our people, walk them through the process, answer any questions that they have, and just kind of do whatever we can on our end to take one piece of this big stressful pie that they're enduring right off their plate. Your home is, for most people, their most valuable asset, and a lot of money could be at stake here, depending upon the quality of the appraisal that you get. So we not only want to give them a good report or a great report, but we want them to feel good about who they're working with and understand and feel confident that their questions are answered and that they understand the process.
Yeah, and I would say the home is the most emotional asset as well.
Sure.
And that is, a delicate, it can be very delicate. If you are a family who's contemplating divorce and you need some guidance on what you're gonna, you know, do with this home, how you're going to evaluate it, could you give us some? Could you educate us, guide us on that?
Yeah. So like, you mean if they're trying to decide like whether they want to stay or go in the home, or from an appraisal standpoint, I guess it just comes down to, where the value lies and what, where we come in at, how that fits into that person's overall financial picture, right? And
Mhm.
sometimes it's hard to really figure out, should I stay, should I go, until you know what you've got. So from an appraisal space perspective, we would do our best to try to help with that, give you that information so that you can make the best decision for yourself.
And what if they don't agree? What if one client or the other client, because this is what happens, right? Not
Yeah.
in my world, this is what happens. What how do you find that when you have couples that don't technically agree?
Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, this is something that comes about often in a
Mm.
divorce appraisal, right? Even in some of the most amicable separations, when they first start off with all the right intentions and they agree to an appraiser, and then I come out, inevitably one person is thrilled and one person is not so thrilled, right?
Your time.
Just depending upon what side you fall on, kind of a deal. So a lot of times what ends up happening is two appraisals get ordered, right? One for Mr. and one for Mrs. And in that case, that's where it becomes really important that you have an appraiser on your side that you feel good about, as far as not only the quality of the report, but being able to substantiate it.
Absolutely. And then there's the lender appraisal, which comes in and probably annihilates half of that because, our value is the only value you can get the equity out of. So that's a whole nother story for another day. I know one more thing about you, and that thing is you love to educate. So you are out there attempting to educate lenders like me, real estate agents, even attorneys and mediators and all of that on appraisals and how they work and how you get the value and why things are the way they are. I really do think that that's what sets you apart. And I think that that's one of the things that I truly appreciate is that even though I'm not allowed to order an appraisal directly from you. I really am not as a lender. I'm not allowed to communicate with you at all. I'm not allowed to do anything. But I can call and say, "Can you explain something to me? Can you educate me on any appraisal?" I mean, I could probably send you any appraisal. It doesn't matter. And you would be there to back me up and tell me the thought process or why it came in at this value or where we can go from here. And I do think that that is is really where you shine. And you make the difference, for people, because people are going to ask you those questions. Where
Yeah.
did you get this from? Why? And I think you do a really good job at explaining all of that. So if somebody were needing your services, whether on the traditional side or on the divorce side, or maybe the estate side, where would they find you?
Well, first of all, thank you for all those kind words. They could find us at authorityappraisals.com, and there on our website tells our story, our services, everything that we do, and then has all our contact information. So if somebody wants to message us or call us, they can use that to get in touch.
Perfect. And we'll link that to the show notes as well when this gets released. And I just thank you so much for your time, Zack. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and learning more about the things that affect my business and affect my clients and the people that I care about. So that makes all the difference in the world. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
Thanks, you too, Emily.